Hi there. Welcome to Jamaica Magazine. I'm Adrian Atkinson. Between the pages today, financial support available through the local government ministry for the nation's children. Plus, we continue to reflect on the life of former Prime Minister Edward Seaga with his last stance on education in Parliament. Stay with us as we turn the pages.
Jamaica Eye is part of an island-wide network of camera surveillance systems designed to increase the safety of you, our citizens. If you have a camera system outside your home or office facing a public space, join us in helping to make Jamaica a safer place for all. Log on to jamaicaeye.gov.jm today. Jamaica Eye, we're all connected. The Ministry of National Security, creating a safer and prosperous Jamaica.
Good day, I'm Lorraine Mendez, and this is your JIS News for Tuesday, June 4. June 19 to 22 has been declared the official period of mourning for the late former Prime Minister Edward Seaga. During this time, flags will be flown at half-mast. Minister of Culture, Gender, Entertainment and Sport Olivia Grange provided the details yesterday during a press conference at the office of the Prime Minister.
It means that government will not have any social activities. Official activities that were scheduled will be postponed where possible. Travel will be limited by government officials, and the flag will be flown half-mast. And government is also appealing to the public to recognize that period and to assist to the extent they can in observing a certain decorum during that period.
Mr. Seaga's body will lie in state at the National Arena on June 19, and a special sitting of both Houses of Parliament will convene at 2 p.m. to pay tribute to him. Mr. Seaga's body will also lie in state in a closed casket at other locations across the island. On June 5, it will be at the Jamaica Labour Party headquarters in Kingston from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. Then on to Western Jamaica at the Montego Bay Civic Centre on June 7 from 9 a.m. to noon, and that same day at the St. John's Anglican Church from 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. The body will return to Kingston, where it will lie in state at the Tivoli Gardens Community Centre on June 10 and Denham Town Community Centre on June 11 from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. on both days. The final viewing will be on June 19 and 20 at the National Arena from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. Condolence books are now open at several locations, including the Office of the Prime Minister, Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Gordon House, all municipal offices, and Jamaica's overseas missions. The state funeral for the Most Honourable Edward Seaga will be held on June 23 at the Holy Trinity Cathedral, beginning at noon. Interment is at the National Heroes Park.
Announcements will be made at a later date as to foreign personalities who will be in attendance at the funeral. But I should indicate that several tributes from regional and international governments and leaders have already been received by the Prime Minister.
406 families are to benefit from the latest housing development at Hummingbird Meadows in Birds Hill, Clarendon. Prime Minister Andrew Holness broke ground on Friday for construction of the solutions, which represent Phase 2 of the National Housing Trust development. It will include 101 bedroom and 236 two-bedroom houses, as well as 70 serviced lots on 117 hectares of land, 10.43 kilometers northwest of May Pen. Infrastructure work has already been completed for Phase 1, which will provide 131 bedroom and 10 two-bedroom houses, along with 10 serviced lots. Prime Minister Holness says it's part of the NHT's goal to provide 23,000 housing solutions by 2021 to help reduce the country's housing deficit.
And this would assist in significantly reducing, if not eliminating, squatting. It would assist significantly in providing housing solutions for new entrants into the housing market and persons who have worked all their lives and would have saved up and are seeking to find reasonable, comfortable housing solutions.
Both phases of Hummingbird Meadows are being developed at a cost of approximately $1.66 billion. Industry Minister Audley Shaw says the importation of low-duty competitor goods in Jamaica needs to be discouraged. Known as trade dumping, the process occurs when a country or company exports a product at a price that is lower in the foreign importing market than it is in the exporter's domestic market.
That doesn't make any sense. That's another one that I want to penetrate much more deeply and to engage our Minister of Finance in working on that to keep the field reasonable and competitive.
The minister was addressing a ceremony to commission a metal splitting plant at Art Manufacturing in Kingston recently. The new plant will position the company as Jamaica's only service provider of metal splitting. A protocol is to be established at hospitals across the island to ensure that police officers who are injured on duty are given priority attention. Minister of National Security Dr. Horace Chang says this is being lobbied with the Ministry of Health and Wellness. He made the announcement recently while addressing the Jamaica Police Federation's 76th Annual Joint Central Conference.
I indicated to the Minister if there is need for medical equipment, pins, plates, etc., it should be allowed to move as quickly as possible. If we have to pay the bill, it must be sent to the ministry and we will solve what the health insurance package.
Dr. Chang says members of the Jamaica Constabulary Force place their lives in danger daily, and they should not be questioned or made to wait for long periods when they visit the hospital after being injured on duty. And finally, the Meteorological Service of Jamaica says experts are anticipating 9 to 15 tropical storms for the 2019 Atlantic hurricane season, which began on June 1 and ends on November 30. Director Evan Thompson says 4 to 8 of these could become hurricanes, with 2 to 4 being major hurricanes.
Meaning they will reach category 3, 4, or 5, creating significant catastrophic damage to the island's infrastructure.
Mr. Thompson was speaking at the Office of Disaster Preparedness and Emergency Management OPM Press Conference recently. At the function, Chairman of OPM, Joy Douglas, implored Jamaicans to increase their preparedness for any eventualities. She says persons, particularly those living in vulnerable areas, must heed warnings, remain alert, and put measures in place to ensure their safety during times of emergencies.
You will find in the target population a distinction between those who let their guard down completely and those who never raised it in the first place. This only makes the efforts of the government through OPM and all its partners even more critical. Awareness and acceptance are vital to the behavior change that must occur for optimal disaster mitigation to be realized.
The OPM Press Conference was used to launch activities for Disaster Preparedness Month under the theme Reducing Risk, One Community at a Time. And that's it for JIS News Today. I'm Lorraine Mendez. Thanks for watching.
Former Prime Minister Edward Seaga was an advocate for education and a highly skilled workforce. This is evident in his role to establish the Heart Trust NTA, which continues to train leaders in the areas of science, technology, and the arts. Here now is final words on how to improve the country's education sector as he took his last bow in Parliament.
Mr. Speaker, this is indeed a very special day. My record of participation in Parliament was 2.5 years spent in the Legislative Council, followed by 42 3/4 years in the House of Representatives, totaling a little more than 45 years. In leaving this House, I plea that a new look will be taken to ensure that the approach to education in this next round will take into consideration the need for a new look at the early childhood education system and to do what is necessary to strengthen it and to strengthen it effectively. What it means is that we would be doubling the skilled manpower of the country. We'd be doubling the capacity of young people to create a lifestyle which would make them upward mobile into a new segment of the class structure. And we'll be creating a more dynamic and productive economy.
We are your future. I am your future nurse. I am your future electrician. I am your future nurse. I am your future farmer and also your future mechanic. I am your future contractor. Encourage me, enable me, include me.
The Ministry of Local Government and Community Development has taken its mantra of putting people first to include not only the elderly and persons living on the streets, but also needy children. The ministry provides financial assistance to those who require help to stay in school.
Among the main determinants of poverty in Jamaica are low educational attainment levels and low income earning capability. Education is undoubtedly one of the most instrumental tools that can be used when seeking to eliminate intergenerational poverty.
The Ministry of Local Government and Community Development and its officers in central government and the municipal authorities are usually the first points of contact between citizens and the state. That contact has cemented the ministry's conviction of helping people and communities grow through education.
We don't want to create no dons. We want dons for education. And it is our responsibility, ladies and gentlemen, to save this generation of young people who continue to excel, continue to show potential. And this administration will spare no effort to create this environment that will give us the leaders that we need.
The ministry's education programs are offered through its various arms. Each year, elected representatives receive a grant of approximately $500,000 per division to assist needy students go back to school.
One of the greatest highlights of our social protection program is the assistance that we have been giving to our poor children through the education grant.
Then, through the Poor Relief Department, there are education grants and other back-to-school assistance initiatives. Every year, a robust and inclusive program unfolds, offering lunch and transportation assistance, school supplies, payment of examination and other fees, and school engagements such as field trips and social activities.
Inspectors of poor are encouraged to have a designated children's officer in each parish to design strategies geared towards promoting and expanding human capital development and developing the capabilities of our children so that everyone is self-actualized and achieve their fullest potential.
Recently, the Board of Supervision, an entity of the ministry, hosted its third annual awards and recognition ceremony. It was held under the theme, Education, the Winning Tool. 64 students who are part of the board's education program were presented with awards for academic excellence. The recipients are academic achievers at the GSAT, CSEC, and tertiary levels. Along with a plaque, each level top achiever received a grant. The GSAT recipient got $25,000, CSEC achiever $30,000, CAPE winner $35,000, and the CAPE top achiever $85,000.
The Board of Supervision is aware of the link between the lack of education and poverty, as well as the many challenges students of the Poor Relief Program face.
Here is one of the success stories.
I have been a beneficiary of the Poor Relief Department of the St. Catherine Municipal Corporation for about 13 years now. I became a beneficiary of the Poor Relief Department because my father was ill and could not work to provide for our family. In spite of this, I never give up. I never missed a day of school. I was always present. This is because the assistance I received from the Poor Relief Department. I stand here today with much gratitude, and I am thankful for everything that this department has done for me. My father died, but the Poor Relief Department of the St. Catherine Municipal Corporation was really there for me. I am truly grateful for the help they gave me and emotional support. I was now staying with my mother, and I was still receiving the benefits of this organization through her name. She wasn't working, so it was never easy. I can say I am smiling at the storm today. I did CSEC, City and Guilds, and CAPE at Jamaica College, and I did well in all of those exams. Also, I was a member of Jamaica College School Challenge Quiz Team from 2017 to 2019. I was a prefect, and I was also a member of the Honor Society. I am now attending the University of the West Indies, Mona, and I'm in the Faculty of Social Sciences.
Education is the most powerful weapon which you can use to change the world, are the words of the late, great Nelson Mandela. Words being put into action by the Ministry of Local Government and Community Development through its various educational support programs, positively impacting the lives of children across the country.
The 8th Biennial Jamaica Diaspora Conference comes up June 16 to 20 at the Jamaica Conference Center. Accreditation is now open for media professionals wishing to cover the conference. For accreditation, go to jis.gov.jm or send an email to Judith Hunter at jhunter@jis.gov.jm or call 876-926-3590 or 876-929-1919. Deadline for accreditation Wednesday, June 5. Jamaica and the Diaspora, building pathways for sustainable development.
Meet Alex Fraser. He's a 10-year-old student of Dunrobin Primary School in Kingston. He's just like most other boys his age. He loves to play football, hang out with his friends, and play computer games. The only major difference, he cannot walk like most other boys his age. Alex was born with spina bifida, a condition where a baby's neural tube fails to develop normally, causing damage to the spinal cord and bones of the spine. Alex's mother, Tamara Brown, has 3 other children, all of whom have no birth defects. But from Alex's birth, Tamara was determined that he would be given the same opportunities.
I want Alex to have a good education. No matter if anything happened to me tomorrow, I want him to have a good education. Can't complain, the children, the teachers, love him a lot.
It's fun having Alex around, even though sometimes it's like he's not even there. He's so quiet, he's so obedient, and he gets along well with his peers.
Parenting a child with disabilities like Alex's takes extra special loving care.
I have to make sure, go to school, eat, because Alex is a very sick child. Alex has high blood pressure, he has a kidney problem, then have to take antibiotic every day, he have to take mineral oil every day.
It means Tamara has to be at school with Alex for the entire school day on many occasions, as there are times when he doesn't have an assigned special needs assistant.
We're always here for Alex's mom and for Alex. She has been a strong parent though, doesn't complain a lot, but we have been there in support, maybe for lunch or any advice that she would need. So she has been a great parent. Alex's mother, she never gives up. She really wants the best for her child, and she should be commended for actually fighting to get the best in life for Alex. And we're happy he's a part of us.
I would like to work with computer when I grow up.
Antonika Gunter-Gale, Director of the Early Stimulation Program in the Ministry of Labour and Social Security, works closely with parents of children like Alex, especially in the early stages.
Parents, guardians, caregivers of children with disabilities face a number of issues. Financial, is one of them. When you take, for instance, sometimes a child with special needs go beyond the years of using diapers, they have to take soft food. So that means, the blending, the buying of certain food items, So there are a number of challenges. Medication, you think about appointments. The child needs to go to the hearing, specialist. The child needs to go to the audiology. The child needs to go to various appointments. And it does take cash, to care on the part of the parent for persons who don't understand that this is a child with special needs, and the child, act up in the public, screaming, shouting, hyperactive, a child with autism, very antisocial, not getting on like his peers. These things can really cause much stress to the parents of children with disabilities.
But you might ask, how can a regular parent afford all these expenses? And are there any existing support programs for parents of children with disabilities?
There are a number of support through the Ministry of Labour and Social Security, under which this program falls, the Early Stimulation Program. A mother, guardian, who really cannot find the wherewithal to care, you have support in terms of intervention. You have financial assistance in terms of a rehabilitation grant that is offered through the ministry for parents or guardians of children with special needs. You have the Jamaica Council for persons with disabilities that also offer support and financial assistance for, starting up your own business, advice, and, that sort of a thing. So there are a number of areas. We have the PATH program that assists with adaptive aids, such as hearing aids, walkers, wheelchairs, medication.
For parents who, like Tamara Brown, are unable to maintain regular jobs as a result of having to be with their disabled children at home or school, the Early Stimulation Program guides them to numerous entrepreneurship opportunities.
We have parents, for example, a simple thing as making soaps, different soaps, putting together, soaps that is tested and passed, approved through the Bureau of Standards, you know, selling soap. So we have mothers doing phone cards. We have parents doing their little craft at home, rearing chickens at home, doing eggs, you know. So there are a number of areas while taking care of the child at home, the parent could do.
For more information, you may contact the Early Stimulation Program at 95 Hanover Street, Kingston. Call them at 922-5585. Children with special needs need extra special parents.
Develop a sense of purpose that says you're not here by accident. You are here for greatness. You are here with destiny in mind. You are supposed to do something great, and you are on that pathway. There are persons who are in the departure lounge of life, at the end of their life, and they look back and they have regret because they never took time to uncover and develop a sense of purpose. Why am I here? What am I supposed to do before I leave this 7 billion people planet called Earth? What am I supposed to accomplish? Having a sense of greatness that's in you. You're talented, you have gifts and abilities. Some of you are good with numbers, some of you are good with words, some of you are good with both, some of you are artistic, creative, some of you are sports oriented, and there are many things. And you take time to discover what are you passionate about. What can I just do naturally? I can jump out of my sleep and do it easily. Speaking now to your talents and abilities, your giftings. All of these come into your sense of purpose. The things that you are to do in life as you are to impact people. When you dream, when you close your eyes, what do you see yourself doing? And knowing that the sky is the limit. Second thing I want to say quickly is that you must learn to persevere. I heard Marquis speak about perseverance. Everybody say perseverance. Sometimes we don't achieve much because we give up too easily. You have to learn, if you want good, your nose have to. Yes, man, you have to get your feelings hurt and still go on. When I was doing my PhD, boy, a man tell me, man, people seem to like you. Wayne, why don't you just leave this program and go back to your country? You have a master's. The PhD is not for you. Why don't go and make money? And that was a racist comment because I was black. I was the only black person in the program. And he was saying things that hurt me, and I didn't want him to see me offended. I left his presence, went into my room, and I cried. But I decided to continue in my effort for excellence. Are you hearing me? And so perseverance means to continue a course of action in spite of difficulty, in spite of opposition. When they fight you down, when bad mind reach you, and they're fighting you down, and they say you're not the right gender, young ladies, and they say you don't deserve to be here, don't pay no attention, press on nonetheless. And it means you also have to have the right people around you. Be careful of the company you keep. As you go through life, you're going to make mistakes. As you go through life, you may fail at something. You want people around you who can encourage you to get up again.
The magazine closes for today, but please visit our social media pages. We are just a click away. You may also download our app to be notified of our latest stories and features. Don't forget to give us a like or leave a comment on our pages. Until next time, I'm Adrian Atkinson. Thanks for watching.
This has been a production of the Jamaica Information Service, the voice of Jamaica.